card fighters, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about the Royal Paladin cards that were recently released, and I want to start off with Lunar Crescent Knight Phalanx. Auto, Vanguard, or Rearguard. When it attacks or boosts, costs Counterblast 1 and return a Rearguard and another column to your hand, and this unit gets 5,000 power until the end of the battle. So I want to say that this actually promotes an early rush, which is not bad. But one thing you need to make sure, since it says in another column, is that the unit that you want to return to your hand has to already, made an attack already. Either way, you get something right back into your hand from the rush that you did, and that's totally fine. At a cost of 1 soul blast, that's fine. You can actually use this with, Libero, since it has a on-place skill from the hand. Use Phalanx to return Libero to your hand, so that way you can actually use that skill again to call another grade 2 for your next ride. That's actually good too. Nothing wrong with that. It might also be good in some, a deck that has Blaster Blade, so that way you can actually return Blaster Blade to hand and actually, keep them safe for next turn. And also, if you want to, you can even use Blaster Blade skill to return a Rearguard. Nothing wrong with that. Moving on. I wanted to talk about the BR, since everything is going to be centered around this, so everything makes sense to you. His name is Aerial Divine Knight Altmile. Grade 3, 13k base, force for its gift. Continuous. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, all of your grade 2 units will get power plus 10,000 and shield plus 5,000. And if your soul has a card with Altmile in its name, those grade 2 units get critical plus 1. Okay, so far your grade 2s will be 20k each. Well, I mean just 20k plus a extra critical, putting on that pressure. That's not bad, but so far a second skill is going to make it even more impressive. Act Vanguard. Once per turn, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Call up to 1 grade 2 each from your deck and drop stone to Rearguard and shuffle your deck. This will be the second Royal Paladin card that can actually call a card from the drop zone, the first being Arcsaber Dragon. Basically, you can get any card you want. It's pretty much recycle if you really think about it. And it's actually really good against retired clans, knowing what they do. You can get a card, anything you want from the drop zone and turn through grade 2. What this is good for so far was in combination with another card called Starlight Violinist, and it's a grade 2 that can actually let your grade 2s actually boost from the back row, and you can intercept from the back row. So you basically have a grade 2 booster. So the combo works like this. If Starlight Violinist is on the board in the left column, you call the other grade 2 from your deck in the same column as Violinist, or anywhere else. Violinist, due to Altmile's skill, would receive 10k. Violinist will be a 20k booster, supporting a 20k grade 2 in the front row, who's basically both their numbers combined will be 40k. That's a high number. Now, 40k with a critical of 2. Now, if you're using Force 2, which I really think would be good with this, that'll be 40k with a critical of 3. Possibly a chance of damage denying your opponent. Possibly. So far, Aerial Divine Knight Altmile is looking really aggressive, and some people call him busted. I think it's okay. It's really strong. I wouldn't call it busted, but maybe more support cards might probably make it that way. Who knows? I like it. Now we're gonna go for Laurel Knight Sisyphus. His skill reads: during your turn, if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, this unit gets 5,000 power. That's okay, a 13k booster. Nothing amazing. But so far, the second skill, Auto. Vanguard or Rearguard. When placed from hand, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 grade 3 from among them, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck, and if you put a card, discard a card from your hand. Well, it's deck thinning. That's not bad. You pretty much were going to have 2 Altmiles in your deck, or very specific grade 3s in this case in your deck, but since you're going to want Altmile, it kind of does fix your, your rides, I guess, if you're lucky to hit Altmile. It doesn't do anything to hurt you, but the fact that it's a generic grade 1, you can search any grade 3 that you want. This is pretty much just splashes in any type of Royal Paladin deck that you want. You can even use this against a lot if you want to. That's totally fine. But moving on, we have Counter-Offensive Knight Suleiman. And his skill reads: Auto Vanguard. When placed, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Call up to 1 card with Altmile in its card name to Rearguard and shuffle your deck. I highly recommend in that top 7 that you pretty much get the blue Sky Knight Altmile, as a Rearguard. The reason, and pretty much if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, you will have a 28k beater on your grade 2 turn. That's not bad. Also, its second skill, Auto Rearguard or Vanguard. When it attacks, cost Soul Blast 1 and return a Rearguard and another column to your hand. And this unit will get 5,000 power until the end of the battle. So you call Altmile if you get it, and you return that Altmile to your hand. If you have no grade 3s in your starting hand and you really can't do anything about it, since this card is pretty much going to be the main ride target, you pretty much just fixed your ride problem, mostly without even having to go, into G assist. Just make sure that you attack with Altmile first. And there you go. That's it. The same thing you can do with Phalanx, honestly. You have 2 chances to get Altmile right back into your hand if you actually get him in that top 7. This is actually good. So far, the Royal Paladin support looks to be really strong. I don't know what tier it will be, but I will say again, this is really good. No complaints whatsoever, especially with the combo that I kind of just mentioned. And all these things you do by putting Altmile right back in your hand. What do you guys think? Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you during my next video.